Hello, everyone, and welcome back to RHAP. I am your host, Taran Armstrong, and we are here today to talk about episode 2 of Jet Lag, the game over in Australia. They are over in Australia, not us. Although, you never know. I could be there. You don't know.
You don't know what's behind this.
You don't know where I am.
You don't know my
I
life.
say I'm in San Diego, but like I could be lying. Uh, with me today to talk about episode 2 of Jet Lag the game. It's Sasha. How you doing, Sasha?
So good. Me and my duck friends are all
Mm.
here. The goosebumps have shown up. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk another episode of Jet Lag. And I have to say, Taryn, the folks love it. Thank you, everyone. Like y'all are killing it. Comments are so sweet. I think you have been casted on Jet Lag. I don't know if you knew that.
Listen. I don't think I'm smart enough to be on.
Yeah, right.
Do
Get
you
out of here.
see? Do you see the caliber of players?
No, the best thing on this episode was when Toby is talking about bobas, right? And
Exactly.
and then there's me, the not math girly, right? Like every stereotype I am. I'm an Indian, I'm Jewish. The stereotypes don't work here, baby.
Mm.
And I'm just like listening to be like, wow, this is so smart. I'm getting none of it. And then the little thing on the side says, you definitely don't need to pay attention or like don't need to understand all of it. And I was like, thank you. Thank you to the editors for saving me. Cause I was like, that math meme, right? With all the numbers
Mhm.
around, that was me when I was hearing her talk. But I think you are so strategic that you could like say, okay, Sam, this is what you're gonna do. And this is
Well,
why we're doing
I
it.
mean, me watching it, like, this is how I play the game, is that I'm watching on my couch, like, that's 5 layers, not 4, Sam. Ah, see, I told you.
That would be the problem. Meanwhile, I'd be like, let's shake it and see if we can count.
60 seconds is tough, I think, to try to
Oh my
get that.
god. My problem is I think I like to win. Period.
Mm.
Like if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You know what I mean? So I would be like, asking the boba lady, like, oh, approximately how much do y'all put in here? Like just show me it. I don't need to know the number.
That's
And
that's what I'm saying. Like, when it's like, that's the thing is that, like, my instinct is always, "How can I break this?"
oh,
Um
that's real.
But, like, when you are the person that designed the challenge, I
You
feel like that's a
can't.
little, like, you can't break your own challenge.
Oh my god. And
Um,
if I'm, like, having to pick a letter, Taryn, I'm gonna be like, "Toby, I wonder what it will be."
I know, I was like, "I can't believe he's just standing next to her," like, I would be.
No, I would have to leave the shot. There's just no way.
Well, this episode saw a bit of a comeback for
Yes.
Sam and Toby, as there was a bit of a reversal here, much aided by the steal that they got. They introduced this concept in this episode, which again, this is part of what I really like about Jet Lag,
Mhm.
is the way that they like slow roll out the more complicated stuff. You didn't need to know what a steal was when we started the game, because there weren't any steals in the first episode, and it just would have been additional information that would have confused you. So they waited until it was relevant to then say, "Here is what's happening." And I never feel like the like learning something later detracts from my previous experience. Um, where I'm like, "Oh, well, if I had known there were steals, then I wouldn't have thought that this was a good move or anything." Like, it's usually, if it's at all relevant to decision making, it tends to be explained at that point. So that's very fun, and I think the steal concept is good. I like this, to discourage you from maintaining too big of a balance, which I think is good for not only like balancing reasons, but also like content reasons, because if it could really snowball. Like, when
It was already.
once you get a lot of money, you can then really start accumulating more and more, The rich only get richer.
I was like, "Oh, so life, got it.
Right.
Yes." Hoarding of wealth, I wonder where I've seen that before.
Yeah. So encouraging them to bank money was good, and then immediately when I heard about the steal concept, I thought, yes, okay, you dump money, you do the percentage, um, you get down to like $500, you take a swipe at 3,000, and you're solid there. And that's basically what they did, and
Mhm.
they nailed it first try. They had to mind meld the Brisbane sign. My thought was also the B.
Yes, I also thought B. Wow, we would have picked and gotten the money, good. Because my notes say, "Ask Taran what he's picking." 'Cause
There you
I
go.
think it's the first one you see. Humans are basic.
Well, there were two lines of reasoning for me.
Mhm.
One is that it's the first letter,
Yeah.
and two, it was the letter with there were two of them.
Yes,
So
exactly.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
the odds felt like you got to pick a B, and if you're gonna
and
pick a B, you pick the first B.
and the pink bee, I think, was so in your face compared to the other ones. The only other thing I would say for us, but this is me complicating it, is there was one with a torch. So I would be like, oh, if we're, reality podcasters, are we picking the torch one? I would still go with the bee because I'm basic and I don't try to complicate games. I just want to win.
Yes. If you're trying to predict something, if you're trying to, like, both do a thing, I think first instinct is always best, because if you
Hmm.
try to, like, overthink it, that's when you can get into all kinds of weird niche thought processes. They clearly nail this one. I think they said on the podcast the original idea was that they would be hiding behind the
Yeah.
letter, which I agree with them would have made better television.
Could they get in there? Was it
The
blocked
problem was it
off?
was
Oh,
barricaded,
okay,
and
yeah,
that's why
that's what
they
I
had to
thought.
do the
Mhm.
picture, yeah.
Yeah, that would've been really funny to just be yelling, "B, B," and then you just come out.
It would have been really funny if they would've said, "B," and then he jumps out and she's like, "Oh, crap, I meant the other one."
Lie till you
That's a
die,
fail.
baby. What did Shaggy teach us? Deny till you die, okay? It wasn't me, just you have to pick the one that he
Mhm,
jumped out of. That's the one I meant. Yeah, duh.
mhm. And we saw that, Ben and Adam make their first big mistake of the game, and they did not bank their money as early as they could in the city they went to, and that meant that their money was free to be taken by Sam and Toby.
Yeah, I think it's still early enough where I think Sam and Adam are, or not Sam, oh my god, Ben and Adam are really good at doing all these silly tasks. Maybe not this episode, but usually they're gonna get it all back. It's fine. I appreciated also how much money they put into Tasmania as well, because they were able to then, I think, at least it was far enough that no one's getting flights to Hobart like that,
Mm,
and I think it's high enough at 2K, I believe, that
yeah.
it's not gonna it's gonna be less enticing to fly
Well, see,
there.
this is interesting because I do appreciate that logic, and I think
Mhm.
their goal is to lock up one territory for
Yes.
themselves, and I think there's value to that. On the other side of things, though, you need 5 to win,
Mhm.
and 1 is not 5, right? So in some ways, I think you could look at locking down a territory with $2,000 as you just spent 2,000 more dollars on that than you might have needed to, right? Like,
Mhm.
if they never go to that territory, they never spend a penny there, then you overspent, theoretically,
Yeah.
$2,000. Because, like, the ideal scenario is that you have won each region by $1, right? Like, you haven't overspent anything more than what you need to. Um, that is if money is kind of, like, scarce, which I assume it might get to be. Like, once all the starting bonuses or welcome bonuses are gone, I feel like it's gonna be more difficult to accumulate money, because in order to get to a place with challenges, you need to buy a flight to get there, and the flights seem like they're pretty expensive. Um, but
At this
I
point, I'm
do.
hitchhiking, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna be like, "Where are the jet lag fans at?" Because come on,
I
help
mean,
me
that's
out.
that's the other thing too, is that, like, there's a lot of this game that feels very dangerous for content.
Yes.
Like, you know, like, if Ben and Adam, do not win this market challenge, it seems like, from what they're portraying it to be at least, like they're stuck here for the rest of the day.
Not only it's just also speaking of danger, can we just talk about having to you're walking down the street, da, 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 and then you see two men having knives, and then they're sharpening a credit card. You would think it's a credit card. It's very sweetly a VIP Legoland card, which is the most precious thing in the world. But uh, maybe this is, my trauma of living in America, but I'm like seeing two dudes just like on the street. Like, I'm stressed the hell out. Like, what's going on, America? That's what I would think. Like, these damn Americans. Here we
Well,
go.
my thought was like the Uber driver, when Ben and Adam are in the Uber and they're like, I think we should put another 1,000 down on this territory because we never want to have to come back here, and we want to discourage anyone else from coming here. It's like,
And meanwhile, the Uber driver is like 90% is tourism. Like, what? We need money. We need people to come. And he's like, no, sir, that's not what we mean. It's a hypothetical game
I
of pretend.
assume I assume that there's like a moment here that they never show where like they get into an Uber and they quickly explain,
Yeah, they
we're gonna
have
be filming, we're playing a game, ignore what we're saying.
because
But
we sound nonsense.
it's always funny to me watching them in cars, but especially in this episode where you could see the driver in the shot as well, just driving as they're chatting away.
Oh my god. I think the craziest is like sometimes cab drivers or Uber drivers are immigrants, and I can't imagine like an Indian uncle like sitting there and just trying to piece together what these guys are trying to do. Oh my
It seems like
god.
Adam's go-to is like, listen, we're doing something really stupid.
Stupid. And it works every time. Okay. Shout out to all these damn gay agents because it never worked for me.
I think it's smart to start with like the self-deprecating because I think there's two ways that somebody can react if you're like, I'm a YouTuber and I'm filming something, is that you could be like, oh boy, here we go. Or you could be like, oh, that's exciting. And if you start with like, listen, I am not full of myself. I know that what I'm doing is very stupid. I think you're a lot more likely to get the that's exciting response.
Yeah, 100%. And I just, again, that is why this stuff is so funny because they're just filming themselves, right? At least on The Amazing Race, you have a crew.
Yeah.
There's some name recognition of The Amazing Race, and it's a little bit more, right? Not a mom and pop shop, but it's just two dudes sharpening a credit card, trying to cut a Tim Tam. Vibes only, baby. And I love it because that's me.
Mm. All right. Well, there's two challenges. Listen, they do a little cliffhanger here.
Yes.
Not the biggest fan of cliffhangers. We'll see how they resolve this, but like the way that I often see cliffhangers, especially ones like this, where it's like when we start the next episode, I'm not going to be as in the moment or tense about the result of
Correct.
these things. It's just going to happen. I'll be like, okay. Um, so that said, we'll see how they handle the resolution of the cliffhangers. But we have bottle flipping.
I have my very flat bottle. Imagine shut up. That was crazy.
Do you think you could flip a bottle in 10 tries?
Absolutely not. I have seen YouTubers do this a lot, and, like, I've seen them, play the odds game, right, where they're like, "I bet I can do it in 7 tries." "Well, I think I can
Mm.
do it in 6." Okay, well, BS, like, you try it, and it has happened, but Poor Sam was trying so hard before he actually committed to doing it, and it was try 10 that they cut away for. So, I don't know, KSI and Logan Paul better, like, have paid them some branding for them to get that 8 on the 10th try, because then Prime is gonna sponsor jet lag, I think.
I mean, let me tell you, he did not look close. It doesn't feel like he's getting there.
Yeah, and my favorite was the end credit. I don't know if we could talk about it, but where Sam is still flipping the bottle when they're like, "Hey, watch it on Nebula," or, "Thanks for watching, blah, blah, blah. Here's what's going on." They're ending goodbye, and Sam is still flipping, and Adam's like, "Well, I got it on try 3."
Mm.
Adam. Please, be
On the
serious.
podcast, Adam flipped some bottles. I think he got it on try 7 or 8. So he's
I think some people are just good at it.
well, I feel like I'd be good at it. I wanted to get a bottle for this
Yeah,
podcast, but
I
it turns
need
out
you
I
to do
actually don't have any bottles. I mean, like, I have, like, these kinds of bottles,
it.
but
No, that does
this
not
is
count.
not the same.
What? You don't have Prime? How dare you?
All I know is
Oh
that
my
I
god.
I won a minute to win it tournament at
Oh,
my
wow.
office job when I was fresh out of college, and we did do flipping stuff, and I was good at it then, so
See, how old are you? Sometimes young people just can do crazy things that me at 30 plus just can't. Like 20-year-old me could probably flip it.
Yeah,
But
maybe I've
now
lost it, I
I
don't
just
know.
can't. You know, do you have weak wrists? That's the question.
Oh, boy. Then on the other side of things, Ben and Adam are having a rough day. They got on the wrong bus, they got their money stolen, and then I think they had a bit of some overconfidence here. They really felt like there's a 1.5x multiplier.
Mhm.
So we need to put a lot of money down if we want to make this like worth it. This seems like an easy challenge. It's put down one piece of food and have an animal eat that food within 10 seconds. This to me immediately sounded very difficult.
Yeah, because I thought, at first that the animal had to just get it within 10 seconds. Like, you had 10 seconds for the animal to put in mouth. What do you mean the animal has to chew it? Why? Why are we worried about this poor duck or whatever animal? I think it was a duck. Maybe it was this bird. Okay, let that bird eat when it wants to eat. Why are you giving it 10 seconds to eat?
Mhm.
That's
Well,
crazy.
so the thing that makes this difficult is that it's 10 seconds. It was a very short amount of time,
Yeah.
and also 1 try. And amount of tries I think is huge for these challenges. If you
Mhm.
have 1 shot at something, it's I think gonna tend to be a lot more difficult. But, I like the devil's in the details for this one because, like, my instinct would be, "Can I practice?
Yep,
Can I throw
100%.
down food? Can I throw down food and then be like, these don't count? I'm just practicing, and then be like, okay, this one is the one that I'm throwing. Sort of like how Sam was flipping bottles before his
Exactly.
10 attempts. In that case, I think it's potentially trivial, as long
You
as you
could
can find the
cut
right thing.
That's what I was gonna say, and I think you could cut the blueberry in half, which cuts your time maybe of eating. That's what I would have done. I think I'm giving them smaller morsels of things.
Well, for me, it was like, oh, they solved it when they saw somebody else throwing like seeds down
Mhm.
for the birds. I was like, oh, this is easy now. Go to the person, ask them for some
Okay,
seeds.
that's what I was gonna do, correct.
Um, I don't know. Maybe they weren't able to.
I would have been like, "I'll give you the blueberries, just give me the seed. What I need 3 seeds."
I feel like when you try to offer the blueberries to the birds and they want none of it, like that's when you know it's not gonna work.
Mhm.
But there it goes. They lose some
Is
money.
there is there a, catch 22 in the phrase meal, right? Like, is seed not a meal?
I think it probably would have been fine.
Right? Okay. 'Cause I was like, is it that a blueberry is a little bit more filling? But, like, I don't know birds. What am I, Omer? Like, I don't know birds or exotic animals. So, like, for me, I'm doing seeds because they're just the fastest to like, even sunflower seeds, right? Like, I just feel like the the silly, bless their heart, bird is gonna eat a seed much faster.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I think part of this too is just like they hadn't really experienced failure yet, and they were
Mhm.
just like, "This feels wrong, but it should be fine, right?" And then, uh-oh, they lost $800.
And their whole strategy is so funny to me because Ben is like, "I think I'm more approachable to the ducks." And then Adam's like, "Well, it's not working, so I'm gonna try." And then Adam shows up and they just sprint away. They could smell the shrimp on him, I think, because 'cause they're like, "We gotta
Uh,
go."
see, by the I still feel like my strategy of just hopping from territory to territory was still the play here. I feel like the second they landed, they got the
Mhm.
bonus, put the money down, and leave again. Was maybe the play here.
Yeah,
Um,
well, yeah, because they would have had 750 and they lost
mhm.
800, so the way math works sounds good.
Um, so then they're banking everything on this market challenge, which seems very again, a very dangerous one, very,
Yes.
like, very tricky one, and, it seems like it's going okay until the person leaves the
How do you
register.
oh my again, you can't manipulate the market, correct? Because
Right? That was my I was like, what if I, like, run over to them and be like, "Listen, actually, can you hold on? I need to there's something I wanna buy."
yeah, I am buying the seeds or blueberries here for the ducks.
Like, I don't think they would count as a
No,
customer,
no, but I just
but
need you
but
to
I agree. I
stay.
think that, like, if you're concerned that the cashier is about to leave, can you run up to them and be like, "Oh, hey, can you please stay for a moment? I'm looking," and then just for the next 4 minutes, stand there like you're looking for stuff, which
And
would be very
you
annoying,
buy
but
something. Yeah, and then at the end of the 4 minutes, buy something, don't be a
exactly.
jerk, but
Yeah.
fine, buy your lunch, I don't care. No, I'm not
I
letting
assume they're
my
not allowed to. I
yeah,
think they have to be strict
you can't
observers.
manipulate the market, whatever. We're such cheaters, I love this.
I mean, that's
We
the
game the
thing.
system, sorry.
That would be another problem of having me on as a guest, is that at every single challenge, I would be trying to break it and being like, "Well, hold on, can I do this?"
And there's
It
gonna be
would
like,
take it would
"Actually,
take
cut."
5 times as long to finalize their challenge.
No, it's just gonna be a cut. Ter Thanks for joining. Here's your appearance fee, you got to go. I think I should be asked if they go to India, then that's the only way I'm useful.
Oh, boy. Well,
Oh my god.
so a bit of a turnaround here. It seems like Sam and Toby are maybe because even if they do fail this bottle challenge, it's only $500 on the line. They're still gonna
Mhm.
like as long as they don't miss their flight for it, I think they're probably fine. And they'll go to a new place and get a new bonus. So
Yeah.
so they're looking up now, and Ben and Adam really only have that $2,000 territory to show for their previous lead. But we will see what comes of all of that.
Yeah, this is it's again, it's still exciting. Snack zone is back, baby. What else do we want in the world? Okay, they're they're talking about mid-ass Tim Tam.
Have you ever had a Tim Tam?
No, have you?
I have not.
Ugh, things we have to do on this podcast. Like, you're
Apparently,
bottom
it's
flipping while I'm
incredibly.
eating Tim Tams. It's great.
It doesn't sound like something that they have not sold it to me.
No, I don't think so. You know what I really wanna try and I haven't? Vegemite. Even though I am such a picky eater, I think I would still try.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
I wonder what Tim Tams taste. Yeah. Oh, okay, there are some Indian, snacks that remind me of this, so I can
Okay.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the chocolate listen, I love chocolate, I don't care. I'll eat anything chocolate.
Mm. Well, I think cutting one in
Ooh,
half what looked tricky.
again, they're very smart. They're right to sharpen this,
Mm.
like, Legoland credit card. I can't get over it.
I
VIP
was
Legoland, but oof.
I was shocked that they didn't seem to go from the other side, and they, like, kept going
Mhm.
all the way through. But they managed that one, and then also, Sam and Toby, crushed the buy the same thing challenge.
I
Um,
didn't realize you could feel it, so I said, "Impossible." What do you mean?
I wasn't sure if you would be allowed to open the box,
Yeah.
because I was like, "If it's just the box, you're screwed."
Find the, like, tiniest box of life or biggest, either way, but oh my goodness.
But yes, I mean, I think Sam clearly, solved this one.
Yes.
It's
He
just like
hacked it, I feel, in a
yeah.
yeah, good job.
Well, not like hacked, but
Not
like
hack yeah.
just solved it. Like this is just like a
He did
very
the right
clear
thing.
yeah. It's there's only one version of this in the store, and it's very distinct. Like
Mhm.
I think it was gonna be tough to fail that one.
Yeah, I agree. It was again a fun, silly thing to do. Imagine watching one person on the store, like outside the store, just like eyes closed, trying to feel something, and then they go back in to buy it. You're just like, what? Are these people okay? What's going?
My thought was, okay, to start to wrap this up, my
Yes.
thought was, I had 2 thoughts, and they were similar thoughts for both teams.
Mhm.
What did they do with these chargers after buying 2 of them? Did they need them? Did they keep them? This is an expensive task. Like,
I feel
I feel
like
like this task
YouTubers.
cost them more actual money than game money they won.
Ooh. See, don't bring real world into this, Taryn. We don't need that, okay? For number one, and because all of this is imaginary money, and then they're spending real flight money. But either way, I just think that YouTubers, every vlog I watch, I swear, a YouTuber has forgotten some thing that
True.
they're running to the airport, which is nuts. A triple price of things to buy. They'll be like, I forgot my SD card. I forgot this charger. I forgot my laptop. Let me just buy a new one.
Me at the Big
So
Brother Canada finale running to Best Buy to buy an adapter for my audio.
methinks those that live in glass houses.
Okay, thought number 2 though. This one was even stranger to me. What are Ben and Adam doing with those knives after they finish sharpening the credit card?
Why do you think I'm still on this? This whole situation is crazy. You
What do
just
you
have
do with the
knives.
knives?
No, I think they own knives are their best friends now.
But you can't just bring 3 knives onto an airplane.
Yes, you can.
No.
You can check it.
Are they checking? I don't think they're
Come on,
checking
people.
baggage.
Come, I'm sure they will on the way back if they have to.
I think you have to ditch the knives somewhere. I think you have to, like,
No.
give them away
That's so
maybe.
wasteful. Oh, Toby can have no, wait, does Toby live in Australia or New Zealand? I think New Zealand. So, I don't
It's just like like, you now have like, what are you doing with these
wait,
knives?
can you imagine you see a subscriber and you're just like, "Here you go, 1 knife." Why does this have plastic around
You
it?
want
Don't
some
worry about it.
listen, it's a new merch line.
Oh my people have been taking guns into the Caribbean from Florida. I think you can take knives through.
Listen, if I'm in a time sensitive situation, there's no way I'm bringing a knife into an airport.
Oh my god. You know what? You just hope. I think yeah, they're famous enough where they can post on that on the Reddit and be like, anyone in Australia need knives. And then they're just like tossing them. Because they open the packaging. I don't know why you wouldn't buy one, but you know what? Times are the essence. I'm
It
not
was
money's not the issue. So
it was
you just
very funny to me watching them struggle to open the
yeah.
package for the knives because they didn't have any knives to help them open
Oh my god. Use the credit card. Oh, I can't. Oh, I have one question to ask. Can you give
Mhm.
yourself goosebumps? Because I know I looked a mess watching that part because I was really trying.
I feel like I could.
I did.
Yeah.
I looked
I think what
crazy.
Toby said was right. You just, like, lightly kinda,
Yeah,
yeah.
and you you can like blow on their neck. I don't have to, with consent, but I feel like you can blow on the back of someone's neck. It's
Yeah, there you
possible.
go. Yeah. I feel like of the options they gave themselves, they tried the weirdest and most difficult one, which is just try to manifest it.
And then he goes, "We're bleep."
That was great. That was
Oh my god.
very
Like,
good
I
comedic
really
timing.
think you can give and did the geese have to be real? Or are they yeah.
Well, they had to eat oh, the for the Goosebump challenge, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause my thing is, go to a really cold aquarium or something where
Mm,
we just see a statue and goosebumps are coming, but I
maybe.
don't think it's worth the let me see how much it was. Yeah, it wasn't worth enough, I think,
Yeah.
to do
Well,
oh,
that's
3
episode
times.
2.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you to, everyone who checked out, the episode 1 coverage. We're having fun with this.
Mhm.
Adam, tweeted at us. He wanted to clarify some rules about the Barbie challenge that, it was in fact any part of the Barbie and any part of the shrimp, which includes the hair. So, luckily I was able to conduct some tests, as I said to Adam, and shrimp on your hair does in fact feel like it's on you. So,
And then Rob is tagging us with bird poop. Rob, stop this. Stop the madness.
so thank you to Adam for checking out the
Yes.
coverage. That was very cool. And we'll be back next week, episode 3. Have a good time.
Excited.
All right. Well, in the meantime, you can find me over on Twitch watching episodes, playing games, doing fun things, and check out other coverage that we're doing across the network and stuff like that. Sasha, what about you?
Yes, like I said last time, I cover a celebrity gossip, vibes only show called Mess Magnets, where we're just talking about all things messy. So if you love mess and pop culture, or maybe you want to get educated on pop culture, come check out Mess Magnets on Robin's website /mess feed. And for all you Bravo girlies, I'm talking Below Deck with Chappelle, again on the Robinson Podcast YouTube channel, where you're watching this, if you're watching us, and over on the Bravo TV RHAP feed, and over on Recap Kickback, Chappelle and I are talking Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. And for everything else I'm doing, just follow me on Twitter at funsize_04. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today.
Woohoo.
We'll see all of you next time.